So today I'm tackling the Anjaneri fort trek. They call it a fort trek. Not sure if there's actually a fort up there, but it is known as the birthplace of the monkey god Hanuman. And the name Anjaneri comes from the name of his mother, Anjani, I think it is. But anyway, they got some security guards there at the front, and they were searching my bag. I was trying to understand what they were searching my bag for. I was like, what do you... They didn't speak English, but I just kind of said, are you looking for a gun? And they got a good laugh out of that. So I guess they weren't searching my bag for a gun, but I'm not sure what they were looking for. So excited to tackle the birthplace of Hanuman. About 15-minute ride outside of Trimbakashwar here. And it's very lush and green so far. So, hello.
Yes, hello.
Hanuman.
Hanuman.
Yeah. How long is the trek?
Yeah.
Like 30 minutes?
Oh, no, 1 hour.
1 hour?
1 hour.
1 hour, okay, thank you.
Hello.
So I believe, I'm not sure if that's the top or a false summit, but we're definitely going up there and maybe a little higher. Not sure what this sign says, but it has a picture of monkeys and it says something, so maybe it's warning of monkeys. I would imagine the monkeys on this mountain would most likely be considered sacred, I would think. It's really interesting to see basalt formations with this type of erosion, because that lets you know how old these hills are. Because basalt is such a hard rock. I mean, stuff like that, like formations like that, like I've only seen in limestone and sandstone. It just tells you how many thousands of years those things have been exposed to erosion. Ancient site here. Definitely looks like it gets steeper, but it's switchbacks, I think. So they definitely reinforced this with concrete at some point. By the looks of it, it was a while ago. Probably because everything was falling apart. Who knows what the old path was. Hey, Jai Hind. Okay, there's a cave here, and I know that Hanuman is said to have been born in a cave on this mountain. So I'm not sure if this is the cave, but of course they have it closed off. Whatever it is, it's very sacred. Oh, there's like a cistern here for bathing, probably. I wonder how that thing's fed. Is it interesting? So, not sure how this gets water in it. Maybe like from somehow the rain running down this way, and maybe this was built up at more of an angle before. Otherwise, there's no holes at the top. I'm not sure how that got water. Interesting. There's like a little channel there. Huh. So, is this Hanuman birthplace? Hanuman? Oh, Jain. Oh, okay, so this is a Jain sacred place, yes. Okay, so Hanuman cave is higher up.
Yeah.
Okay, so this place is sacred to Jains. And it seems like it's leveling off up here. So close to the top of that first possible fall summit, but nice views of the valley over there, the lake. The trail has kind of petered out a little bit, but definitely looks like there's some steps here. So looks like this is the right direction. There's some steps there. I don't know if I'm going to the top of that. It's possible. Apparently there is controversy about whether this is actually Hanuman's birthplace. I don't know if that's recent. Seems like it might be recent, but apparently some guru is claiming that Hanuman's birthplace is down in Karnataka. So touchy subject, controversial. A few years back, a group of holy men met to convene to discuss the issue, a group of sadhus. And apparently, according to an article I read, there was quite a big ruckus. Such a big ruckus that the police had to break it up. Now, I don't know if it was violent, but quite a I don't know, interesting display from a group of holy men. I would think that they would be able to resolve their differences peacefully, but again, talking about deep-seated beliefs, challenging beliefs that have been held for hundreds, if not thousands of years, especially in this local area around here. I mean, in this tradition here, this is where Hanuman was born. Who knows, maybe down in Karnataka, in their tradition, that applies down there. But from what I can tell, there's no written place that describes his birthplace location. So the name of the mountain would have been just passed down through generations, through oral tradition and the story to back it up. So as far as I know, this was first known to be his birthplace, and I think the Karnataka place is newer, but I'm not sure. So the top of that, there's a little flag you can see. That's where I'm headed. But there's something, I think a temple here, or maybe just a shrine, and then there's a lake said to be formed by the footprint of Hanuman, which sounds pretty cool to check out as well. There was a moment back on the steps, a group of guys were sitting there breathing heavy, and they saw me coming up, and I heard one of them say something about a GoPro, and then something else, and then they all started running up the steps, and I feel like what he said was, "Come on guys, we can't let the foreigner beat us." I don't know for sure if that's what he said, but I feel like it seemed like a good-natured thing to get him pumped up to run up the steps. But then they were even more tired. According to Google Maps, this is Anjaneri Fort, and then at the top of that next peak is the Mount Anjaneri, the top of the mountain. So not sure if this is also a shrine, probably. No shoes? It's also a shrine, but they call it the fort for some reason. Maybe it was used as a fort. It's fort, right? No? Yeah. Fort? Hanuman Fort? No. Anjaneri Fort. Oh, right. And then birthplace. Oh, gee, dhanyabad. So, there's a fort, cistern, pretty cool. And then we still gotta go. We gotta go up there. Looks like it gets pretty steep, so I imagine there might be some steep steps up there. We'll see. Well, since I'm here, I might as well pay respects to Hanuman. Okay. Okay. Dhanyabad. Okay. I'm not sure if that is Hanuman though. It might be Shiva. I don't know what I'm supposed to do with these, but I'll just leave those here as an offering to whatever god this is. Never a bad idea to ask for safe passage from the local deities. Shivaji? Shivaji, okay, thank you. Okay, make sure that I'm offering to the correct deity. It's interesting that they distinguish between Hanuman and Shiva, because I know some sects or denominations of Hinduism, the Shaivites, say that Hanuman is an avatar of Shiva. However, that is not true for everyone. So It appears in this area maybe. Obviously, I guess it depends what sect you belong to, but some would say Shiva is Hanuman. Others would say they're distinct. Hanuman, the companion of Rama. And what first fascinated me of Hanuman is that he is the main god that like bodybuilders and strength guys and wrestlers, that's who they worship. And I thought that was fascinating that they have their own god, because one of Hanuman's characteristics is that he's supposed to be very, very strong. He can make himself massive. There's one story where he picks up one of the Himalayas and carries it back to India, and he can shrink down very small as well. So he has these phenomenal physical strength powers. However, learning more about him, he also has these other cool characteristics, like his sense of humor, his leadership ability, his intelligence, his loyalty. And these are all things that I strive for in my life as well. Humility as well, which is sometimes humility is a hard thing to find in certain deities. Not necessarily Hinduism, but just in general, right? Sometimes. But those are all characteristics I strive to follow in my own life. So I really wanted to visit his birthplace because his characteristics resonate with me. I want to be a strong, humble leader with a good sense of humor. And these guys agree. Right, guys? Just chilling on the Hanuman mountain. Are you guys friends with the monkeys? Ooh. Here it is. Hanuman Footprint Lake. Hi.
Hi. Where are you from?
I'm from the US.
USA.
But I'm here to look at the Hanuman Footprint Lake.
Okay.
I think as viewed from the top, you can see it has kind of the shape, the curve, like a footprint. Okay, so our first sighting of the monkeys. Let's see if they're chill. Hello. You guys friends with Hanuman? Okay. You seem pretty relaxed so far, but they're creeping. Oh, they're creeping. I wonder if they see my backpack. I'm gonna put the starting to get a good view of the footprint, and from the top you'll see that there has like a curve, like an arch of a foot over there. So pretty cool. I don't know what they got in Karnataka, but this is pretty convincing evidence to me. So I missed the actual cave of the birthplace. So this is the top of the mountain, and down there is the cave and the temple around the cave. So I need to hit that on the way back.
Span is maybe 4,32,000 years will be remaining, I think, Kali Yuga.
How many?
4,32,000 year.
32,000 years left in the prophecy.
4,32,000.
Wow.
42 million actually. No, not 42 million, 4.2 million.
4.2 million.
Years of the
Are
prophecy.
remaining,
Not 4.2, 0.42 million.
And then what? End of the world?
Yeah.
and then end of the
Okay.
End of the
era.
disc, you.
And then we'll be dead anyway. So,
So
I will come back as a Langur monkey maybe.
So it says like 4 yugas are there
Uh-huh.
in Hindu tradition,
Mm-hmm.
and this one is the fourth one.
Last.
Oh,
This is the last Kali Yuga.
the last Kali, yeah, the last era.
Yes.
Right.
Right.
Yes. I've heard that. Other religions say similar things.
Yeah.
First one was, I think, Satyug. Then Treta Yuga.
Uh-huh.
Dwapar Yuga. Dwapar Yuga was the times of Mahabharata.
Ah,
And last one is Kali Yuga.
okay. So we're at the end.
Yes.
We're at the end of all this. Enjoy it while we can. We only have like 42,000 years left.
Not 42,000.
No,
It's 4,42,000.
4 lakh is not 42,000.
32, sorry.
32.
4,32,000.
It's weird because they have the flag here, but it looks like the very top is up there. So I'm not quite sure why the flag is here, but I think we still have to go that way. But I'm hoping we get a nice view of the footprint lake. Oh yeah. So there we go. The Hanuman footprint, and there's the cave, temple, the actual birthplace that I missed. more information on the story was this is where Hanuman jumped from when he went to leap up and reach for the sun. He leapt from this place, and the force with which he jumped from left this massive depression. So that is the full story. So far the monkeys have been pretty chill. Have not attempted to jump on my back or anything. Perhaps they think I might be perhaps a descendant of Hanuman as well. But I don't know how that could be because they haven't seen me with my shirt off. But if they saw me with my shirt off, they would probably say, no doubt, he's one of us. I think this must be the top of the mountain here. Seems like. I mean, that's where the antenna is. I think that's an antenna. Assuming this is a Hanuman shrine or temple. And I'm going to take my shoes off nice and early because I don't want any misunderstandings. Take a look inside here. There's a grasshopper on my shoe, and I'm not sure if that has any religious significance in Hinduism. Probably not, but I'm going to take it as a good luck sign. Well, the GoPro just died, but yeah, pretty cool experience up here, Anjaneri. Time to head down to the actual cave and the actual birthplace. But this whole trek, very cool, relatively easy. I mean, I got up to the top, I think hour and 15, hour and 20, but I was going real slow. Stopped to take pictures and video and talk to people, and really interesting. Good place to come. If you come to Trimbakashwar to see the temple, there's a ton of stuff to do. There's even more treks besides this and Harihar. There's the Brahmagiri one, and I think there's a couple others as well. This is a really cool place. I don't think a lot of tourists come here. I'm not positive, but I haven't seen a single other Western tourist here. So good place to get off the beaten track. I cut down a side trail there. I think I'm on the right path to the cave temple, the actual birthplace. Cool, nice and shady over here. Breezy, feels good. Here we go. This is amazing. Very cool. Birthplace of Hanuman. Some birthplaces of gods are really hard to reach. I believe Shiva is like on the top of a mountain or something like that. So probably will not be making it to the top of any Himalayas anytime soon. But I've been to the birthplace of Hanuman. Also the Buddha in Nepal, Lumbini, Nepal. So now Another sacred birthplace. Very cool. One of the coolest cave experiences I've ever had. I was lucky enough to have it all to myself there for a minute. Wow, so much more from India coming. I'm so excited to hopefully do Kushti tonight. We'll see what happens. Yeah, get out there, find your adventure, and be infamous.